All right, so tell us who you are and what your position statement is, please.
We are the ship owners.
We are the ship owners,
And
we are with the captains. So we think the captain should have more power so they can control the ship so everything can go smoothly. So like it doesn't go out of control and no one like stops working and just goes wild. The captain should have more power so that the crew can behave because they don't be safe and they're not very good at their job.
the captain should have more power so that everyone does their job. Maybe with limits, the sailors might start sort of a rebellion. Maybe.
Speak up, please.
Yeah.
Maybe if the captain had like a lot of limits, then the captain might be overthrown. Like the captain might be overthrown.
But how? How will that happen? Like, what will the crew or whoever else is on ship do to the captain to affect you guys as the owners of the ship?
Like if the crew didn't like the captain's rules, and but they didn't have enough. If they had like lots of limits, if they had like too many limits, well not too many, but lots of limits, then the crew might find a way around the limits.
It's not saying we're only giving him limits, we're not taking away all of his power, so I don't think the crew could overpower him, even if he still has power over them. He's still above them, and they couldn't overthrow him.
Okay.
I'm not sure that the Naval Review Board should be expressing their opinions. They can ask as many questions as they want, but they're supposed to be impartial, listening to both sides. So it sounds like you already have your mind made up, so I'd be very careful about that. Judges would never share their opinion until they've made a ruling.
The captain should have more power because we need someone to maintain the ship's progress. And so
You gotta be louder, Aaron. I didn't hear any of it.
the captain should have more power because we need someone to maintain the ship's progress, and so everything can be on a timeless plane. Meaning that we need someone to kind of control the ship so nothing goes crazy, and maybe the crew members like could be like, oh, without a captain we can go do whatever we want and like, sail away and do something that they're supposed to do and not doing their job.
The captain should have most power because he knows what he is doing, and the crew not so much. That basically means that the captain should have most power because he knows what he is doing, and the crew does not know what they should be doing.
If the crew gets out of control, bad things might happen. Like, they might go crazy. They might stop working. So the captain kind of needs to punish them so they will do their work. Because if they don't do their work, the ship might not like carry on. It might not like get where it needs to be. Things.
So how, as owners of the ship, why do you care so much about what the captain says?
Well, because we own the ship, you know, and we're spending our money to like get the ship right. Yeah, and we're paying for the crew and the captain. Because we're paying them to do the work to get it there. We own the ship.
And without a captain, maybe the crew might not know what to do and they might accidentally wreck the ship.
Not get it where it needs to be.
Yeah, and
mess
that
up all
would,
the orders.
and that would be a lot of money going down for us. And plus.
Well, I think the captain should only whip people when the crew makes a big mistake. So I do kind of disagree with the captain how he treated Sam. but if they make like a big mistake, like they're just being lazy and sitting there.
So now the owners do not want to limit the power of the captains on their ships. You're saying that limit the power of the captains.
So they should whip them when they make mistakes, but like, so let's say like one person's being lazy and just sitting there while everyone else is working their butt off. Like he should get whipped or punished because he's not doing his job.
The captain is only trying to protect and keep it safe. Like, maybe with some limits, the captain might not be able to make some of the rules he can, and maybe this ship might sink because maybe they drove it wrong, and then that would be a lot of that.
Joey, you're losing clips for about. You're losing clips for about.
Okay, so the captain's only trying to protect and keep the crew safe because the captain, if the captain has like a certain limit, he may not be able to make a rule that could keep the ship running smoothly, and the ship may sink, and that would not be very good.
So when you're saying people are getting whipped, and the crew is getting whipped by the captain, do you think that overall would that whole getting whipped part would come back to you as like when they come back from sea and they see all these people whipped and they tell all their friends and family, oh yes, I was being whipped by my captain, and then the captain say, oh yeah, the owners said I was allowed to do this, wouldn't that come back and haunt your business? Like nobody else would want to work, no more sailors would want to come and work for you, no more crew members would want to come and work for you because they're going to get whipped, and that's not really something they would want.
Well, you see, the only reason why they get whipped is either they're not working how they're supposed to or they're not working very well. And it's kind of the sailor's decision if they want to come and work and they know the penalties if they don't.
But in the story they say the John, I think his name was Sam, was talking to the captain. He was getting whipped for talking back when he was just talking to him directly. How is that a fair whipping to you?
Well, he was kind of talking back to the captain about how, like, he was like saying, I didn't do it, I didn't talk back, and he kind of was talking back, saying he wasn't talking back.
Yeah.
If you were one of the crewmates in the crew, would you think it was okay for everything that happened on that boat to happen again to you?
Well, it was kind of the fault of the crew. The captain didn't really do anything wrong, he was just doing his job. The crew shouldn't have really been misbehaving.
If they made a commitment to do their job, and if they slack, then they kind of need to get a punishment because they kind of got to do their job. And if they're not really doing it and everyone's working really hard, then they do that.
It really depends on the way the crew is acting, how badly they're punished. Like I said before, if someone's just sitting and down and slacking while everyone else is working really hard, they should be punished because they're technically taking credit of other people working for them, and then they're just like sitting going, oh, he can do that. I don't need to do my job, and it's not okay.
Somebody more?
I actually think that maybe while Sam was trying to ask the captain something, that everyone else was working really hard, and maybe he wasn't working as well, so maybe that was why he was punished. Yeah, so he was a little bit talking back, but he wasn't working while the other crew were working. Yeah.
One of the crew members said that whipping the sailors could hurt, maybe even kill them. But he doesn't even know how and where the captain was hitting them. I believe that the captain was not hitting them on the spine so it could not damage any of their brain parts, and not doing it as hard as he could.
Well, the crew, if they misbehave, they do need to be punished, like somehow. Because if they're being bad and not doing their job like they said they would, they need to be punished somehow. Like, if someone doesn't do their chores, they're going to be, like, put in time out or something.
You're talking a lot about how the captains are punishing them by whipping them. And you're also saying that you're also, I think, from what I'm hearing, I think you're starting to say that whipping is a little bad. Other than whipping, what would be another punishment?
Probably, like, working a little more, and, like, all the other workers don't need to do as much.
Well, that's taking advantage of the other people.
Yeah.
So how does that all even out? For
I
being
think what you really mean is that it's just, you might, let's say a person is slacking, but they're not slacking so bad that they have to get whipped or anything. Maybe they just have to do, like, an hour extra of work to, like, pay off for what they maybe missed or didn't do as hard as they should have.
but they mostly work.
Time's up, goodness, sorry.
Oh,
All right, last group.